how do I recognize toxic people? And what if that person is me? If you're a good millennial like me, an old millennial, you will remember that Britney Spears told us all we know or need to know about doing this, right? Um, no, I will dive in though. Toxic people are generally those sorts of people at work with whom, after interacting with them, you just feel drained. You feel like it was anything and everything you could do to keep it together, to get through that meeting, that dialogue, that back and forth on whatever, right? Like toxic people are draining. That's the easiest tell. If you are exhausting others, self-reflect and realize that, you may have some of this sheen on you. I'll give you 3 or 4 other surefire signs of a toxic person in the workplace. One that comes to my head right away is a person who is just completely filled with passive aggressive commentary. Um, you'll never hear a toxic person easily or typically compliment people in a professional setting, but you will hear the snark. So passive aggressivity. That's the first, big sign of toxic, over and above the draining kind of deal. A toxic person is always his or her own victim, always the victim, never taking full responsibility for things that have gone wrong. It's always done unto me, uh, not not for me, which I talk a lot about otherwise. So yeah, the endless victim. Um, Another one, and this kind of smacks at some pettiness, which is overall toxicity, right? We talked about last time in one of our videos. Toxic people gossip. They gossip more than they share knowledge or advice or support. They're the people running around um, and back channeling with gossip and everything. So um, if that reminds you of you, you've been infected or you're infecting. If that reminds you of people with whom you work, uh, know that toxicity needs to be dealt with decisively. And one of the best ways to combat toxicity is by having boundaries and vocalizing boundaries when needed, and certainly adhering to those boundaries. Catch me on a future video. I may talk about boundaries and boundary setting. If you're interested, drop a comment, whatever. All right. Britney. I can't use the next thing I would have said, but Britney B.